Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another community conversation where we are joined by awesome community leaders, organizers, and members who are doing wonderful work in the community. Today, we are joined by three special guests who are leaders with a new coalition called Students Against Sonny. And we're going to talk all about that in the next few minutes here. But I just want to welcome Alex, Julian, and Shelby to our conversation. Everybody clap it up for them. Woo! So Alex, Julian, and Shelby, I don't know who wants to take this first, but we know that there's this amazing new student-led coalition that is standing up for higher education in Georgia to stop Sonny Perdue from becoming chancellor because there are obvious problems with that. Can you just open up to tell us about the coalition and the mission? Why don't we start with Alex?
Yeah, thank you so much. So we started just about a week ago with someone letting us know that Sonny Perdue, who's the former governor of Georgia, he used to be the agriculture secretary last year under Donald Trump, that he was likely to be appointed the next chancellor of our university system. So that's hundreds of thousands of students, tens of thousands of staff and faculty, millions and millions of dollars, and Sonny Perdue potentially leading it, a man who has never worked in higher education and has an extensive list of ways that he has harmed Georgia students, staff, and faculty, especially during a pandemic, a crisis where we really want the next leader of our university system to be someone skilled, someone capable of helping us heal, and doing so in a way that's equitable, not, harming HBCUs, Black and brown students, military college students, low-income students, things that he has a track record of hurting. So, our demands are simple. We want him gone. We don't want him considered for this position. And we want a transparent process to appoint a very qualified person with ideally student and staff input. Now, we saw a really great partial victory yesterday. The decision to appoint the chancellor was actually paused. So, you can tell that they're hearing our complaints. They're hearing the grassroots movement on the ground to stop him. But we're not done. We still got to get him fully disqualified from the process. And that's what Students Against Sonny is doing, working with United Campus Workers, working with Protect the Vote, and a whole host of other grassroots leaders, organizers, students to make sure the future of higher education in Georgia is secure.
Well, we are so proud of you all. I have to say that
Thank
first
you.
off. I know we have some viewers who are tuning in. Please give these young leaders a round of applause. If you are watching this right now, drop those comments. Show them those emojis because they deserve all of it. All right. Julian, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what got you involved and what y'all have been able to sort of accomplish. I know Alex was hinting on, being able to pause the process entirely, but go ahead and weigh in on that.
Yeah, so I personally got involved actually when Alex wrote me in. She's been really kind of instrumental in getting in and bringing in a lot of kind of young organizers into this initiative. I have been involved with some organizing kind of similar to this around like curriculum reform stuff back in my community where I live in Decatur. But I joined this project because obviously the person who runs USG is massively impactful, especially now when we are basically recovering from a pandemic. Millions and millions of dollars in relief are sloshing around in the USG system, and we need someone basically who's going to be competent enough to lead and to distribute that money equitably and effectively. It's just so critical that we have people and just baseline competence in our leadership in USG. And so I'm actually still in high school right now. I'm going to be attending UGA in the fall, but I myself, people even younger than I have stepped up to organize in this initiative because we recognize what I think a lot of people are increasingly coming to see, which is that Sonny Perdue is just the objectively wrong choice. The fact that he's even under consideration is honestly a little bit disgraceful and says a lot about the qualifications and priorities of the USG, of the Board of Regents. In terms of a little bit about what we've been able to accomplish, in the time that we've been going, which is I think about like a week and a half now, like not that long, but we've been running pretty extensive grassroots digital organizing. We've been reaching out to campus press, students on universities across the state, local journalists, local press outlets, larger press outlets. We've been covered a couple of times by AJC. Alex did an interview with Fox 5. We may have some other stuff in the works. We've just been really trying to get the word out about kind of what's going on and why it's so important. I think a lot of what we've seen is that once people kind of understand what's going on, they kind of take a step back and they're like, wait a second, this really isn't right, because it's not right. And it makes no sense that Sonny's, under consideration. And it's just pretty clear to, I think, everyone who knows. And so as we kind of build momentum and more people kind of understand what's going on and kind of what we're organizing around, which is values of like we say, basic equity and competence. I think a lot of people are getting interested in kind of what we're doing, and a lot of people are joining on, and we're kind of capitalizing off that on Monday and Tuesday, which I'm sure we can talk more about in a second. But
yes, so many good points mentioned there. I mean, again, for you to be still in high school as a leader on the front lines of this is so impressive, and we just encourage you to keep going. And I do have to make a quick point here. I see we have, of course, Julian shared that he's in high school, Alex is in college, and then of course we have Shelby, who's staff, the faculty side. So it's just amazing to have this diversity of thinkers and people. And of course, I'm also joining forces with them in ways that I can support. So it's awesome to see so many people coming together for this. And we're so proud of y'all leading this initiative and really and just paving the way for so many. And I do got to make a point. Julian is headed to UGA and Alex is at Georgia Tech. So listen here, if we got Georgia Tech and UGA folks working together, anything is possible. All right. So, and I'm a tech grad as well, so I got to throw it out there. But Shelby, let's throw it out to you because we do know that there's this upcoming protest. Shelby is phenomenal, y'all. Phenomenal. We connected through Protective OGA, protesting at the Capitol for 30 straight days. And, we know the importance of protesting. We know how effective it is. Shelby, walk us through that process leading up to next Tuesday, how people can get involved, and just the importance of holding a demonstration like this.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. I just want to echo what you just said about having Georgia Tech and UGA in the house. I'm representing Georgia State. So if we can get all three of us, on a call and mobilizing and organizing, we can get this done. And like you mentioned a little bit about my background, I went to school actually at Kennesaw. So I guess I represent two universities. And now I work on the staff side at Georgia State. And this is incredibly important to me personally, because I went to school on financial aid under the USG system, under the Hope Scholarship. And now on the staff side, I think a lot of the language that I hear in staff meetings and faculty meetings is students are our priority. Students are our number one. And, that's kind of what inspired this student-led coalition to organize and mobilize around speaking out against this, because if that is true to the USG and the BOR community, then students, staff, and faculty, and all Georgians, should and demand to have a voice in this process. So we definitely, like you mentioned, you and I met through Protective OGA and really kind of were front and center in opposition to these voter suppression bills. So now when we look at a seat like USG Chancellor, to Julian's point, that people otherwise wouldn't really be paying attention to, wouldn't really be concerned about, but it very much is a political appointment. And one of our top demands is that we don't want politicians in higher education. So as we organize and mobilize to get an in-person protest going on next Tuesday at 5 p.m. outside the Board of Regents office. So, with COVID and with the pandemic, we know that the Board of Regents members aren't going to be there in person, that they're meeting virtually, but it is so symbolic and so important for us to also mention that it's going to be a synchronous event. So there's two Board of Regents offices. There's one in Atlanta near the Capitol and near Liberty Plaza, and the address and details we can definitely drop and share with everyone watching, and follow us at Students Against Sonny on Instagram. We'll drop all that information. But a synchronous event with organizers in Athens, just like us, who are just as concerned, faculty, staff, and students that say no. And Alex, if you want to jump in and tell them a little bit more about the virtual option that we have. We understand with school schedules and work and just life in general in the middle of a pandemic, not everybody can make it out to an in-person protest. So we wanted to make sure that we gave an opportunity for everybody who wanted to get plugged in and get more information and help organize with us to give them that opportunity. So Alex, you want to tell them a little bit about the virtual opportunity we have on Monday night?
Yeah, so I think that's a really good point. As a student first getting involved in this specific argument, I decided to bring in a lot of people I've been organizing with in the last year about protecting the vote, making sure that students and young people have a lot of power in this space, because we've done this before. We've been consistently fighting for our future, even in the middle of a very isolating and deadly pandemic that has, changed a lot of lives for people who usually are considered just carefree college students and high school students, that we don't have to pay attention to the worries of the world. And that's just not true. And so the idea that in the middle of final seasons, I'm popping off of a final and then going to write a press statement. And then Julian and I between classes are going on a radio show. And these are the kinds of things that, people say, oh, students are doing amazing work. We're so proud of you. We're so hopeful for the future. But what we want is more than just words. We don't want empty statements of, oh, the Board of Regents value students, staff, and faculty. If you value us, Sonny Perdue is not the choice. There is solidarity across all students, all faculty, all staff, every single type of person, whether you go to an HBCU or a military college, UGA or tech. We agree that Sonny Perdue is unqualified, that he's, done terrible things with pandemic relief to harm Black students in this state. And so that virtual protest is an opportunity to take a break, even in the middle of finals, and say, this matters. This matters for the future of our state, our workforce, our planet. Everything is at stake, and young people are taking the lead. So if you want to support us, show up on Monday. I believe it's 7 p.m. virtually. You can find us on social media, Students Against Sonny. And yeah, we'll be there with speakers with action to really explain why Sonny Perdue is not a good choice.
Y'all heard it loud and clear. We don't want empty words. We want action. Okay. Hey. Thank you all so much. This has been very enlightening, very powerful. And I also went to Georgia State, so I connect to all of you all in some shape or form, and we're just so grateful. So, go Panthers, go Jackets, and I'm gonna say it right now, go Bulldogs, because y'all are leading the way, y'all are leading this charge, and we will see a brighter future because of leaders like yourselves. I know we got last words from Alex there. Julian and Shelby, do you want to leave any final words before we hop off here?
I guess I would just like to flag some of the links that we've been working on. We have a few short links, tiny.cc/stop Sonny leads you to our lovely petition. We have over 1,000 signatures. We're still trying to get more eyes on it. The more people that sign it, the better. We have our second link, our tinycc/say no to Sonny. That link will direct you to an action toolkit, which we've created to make basically taking action accessible online. We want people to be able to, one, know how to make their voice heard, who to contact, who to talk to, and also encouraging people to kind of catalyze their own activism. So, oh yeah, thank you. So Students Against Sonny, that's our link tree, and that has all of these links on it. And finally, our last link, tinycc/stop Sonny virtual, is our Monday action hour. You put that in, you'll be able to get information about how to attend Monday and contact the Board of Regents.
Awesome. And all of that information will be found in the caption, everybody. Shelby, did you have any final closing words before we wrap today?
I would just say let's keep it going. To anyone who might feel discouraged by the current systems and feeling like maybe you don't have a voice in this, you absolutely do. Like Hannah mentioned, we have only been at this for less than 14 days, y'all, and we have over 1,000 signatures. The BOR and USG are feeling the heat, they're feeling the pressure, and they are pausing their search. So we have, that much more time to organize and to mobilize around this. So I'm just feeling motivated, and I encourage anyone who's watching this or watches this later to join us in our efforts, because it is working. And if we show up and we show out, that's how change happens. So, and thank you to you, Hannah, for being a leader and, just providing us with this platform and this space to reach more people in the state so that we can protect higher education in Georgia.
Well, the honor is all mine. Thank you all for fighting so hard to protect higher education. Thank you again to everybody who's joined us, our special guests, Alex, Julian, and Shelby. We appreciate y'all. Keep rising. We'll definitely see y'all at that protest. Make sure to come on out on Tuesday. All the information will be in this caption. Ways to stay connected, ways to support will be in this caption as well. Please, 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 everyone, please get involved with Students Against Sonny. In the meantime, as always, sending y'all lots of love, and please stay safe. Good night, everybody.
Good night.